According to a research team at the University of Zurich, 6 out of 10,000 simulations from the Zurich study's data revealed a 1% probability that these enormous sharks would still be alive. That likelihood appears to be quite remote, and the researchers in the study denied the megalodon's present-day survival. Let's debunk some common misconceptions about the survival of the megalodon. The megalodon is still active today and has developed into a deep-water predator. There is no proof, according to science, that megalodon changed into something else. According to the available data, it went extinct around 3.5 million years ago, along with many other huge marine species, during the middle to end of the Pliocene. Megalodon teeth have a very well-documented evolutionary history, which dates all the way back to the Cretaceous and the Eocene epoch period. The fossil record makes megalodon's extinction abundantly obvious. Megalodon fossils are common, but at the middle of the Pliocene, they disappear. This does not imply that there are no Pleistocene structures in the ocean. They are numerous and present. They are home to a wide variety of marine life, including several shark survivors and whale survivors. Simply said, there are no longer any megalodon fossils in them. There are no fossils of megalodon or other comparable organisms, hence there are no transitional fossils demonstrating a progressive shift of megalodon into something else. In these extensively researched Pleistocene rocks, there would be a definite record if megalodon evolved into something else. There is no trace of them, they are gone entirely. Megalodon's extinction is the only conclusion that makes sense. The oceans are so vast and mostly unexplored. You probably think a large predator can easily evade detection, so megalodon can exist. Given the size of the waters, a huge predator could elude discovery. Unfortunately, the claim makes use of an error in reasoning known as the argument from ignorance. According to this prevalent mistake in logic, a claim must be erroneous because we cannot know or establish its veracity. Deep-water species are constantly being discovered by scientists. Megalodon, however, does not have any supporting evidence. Under the sea, there might be space aliens, mermaids, and monsters all residing in an undiscovered underwater palace. However, there is also no proof supporting these. Let's examine the available scientific data. Megalodon is unlike any other sea animal. It was the ocean's supreme predator, the biggest fish to ever roam the ocean. There isn't enough proof that a powerful, undetected apex predator rules the ocean today. There are probably a lot more undiscovered animals out there, including new shark species that are swimming around in the oceans, but none of them will be a top apex predator like the megalodon. If megalodons were alive today, we would be seeing them or traces of them. Megalodon was a warm water species of shark. Fossils have only been discovered in warm water areas. The East Atlantic coastal plain and Florida were two examples of nursing grounds they used that were close to the shore. Their children would dwell and develop. Fossils of megalodons can be discovered almost everywhere in the world in warm, temperate waters from the Miocene and Pliocene period. These were not uncommon animals, therefore it is easy to find their fossils. Megalodons, the top apex predators, would be visible all the time if they were still alive, devouring whales and being spotted by leisure boaters along shores. Occasionally, bodies would wash up on the coast like the basking sharks. They wouldn't be hiding in the cold, deep, and dark ocean. These creatures were not intended for that in any manner. Megalodon was the top apex predator of the oceans. The modern ecology of the oceans cannot support such an apex predator today. Towards the end of the Pliocene, a significant event took place that resulted in the mass extinction of big marine species. The shutting of Central America is one factor, as are global cooling and shifting ocean currents. This radically altered the ocean's temperatures, currents, and movement of nutrients while also shutting down the tropical currents that connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Megalodons were warm-water creatures, therefore this incident prevented them from swimming across oceans. Islands of warm water saw the isolation of megalodon populations. All of these incidents significantly disrupted marine life, particularly whales and sharks. Whale diversity, the main food source for megalodons, dramatically decreased. The few remaining whales evolved and began migrating into cooler, nutrient-rich waters that the megalodon was unable to enter. Other whales, like orcas, evolved into powerful killing apex predators that hunted in groups. Megalodon young would have been a delectable food for the orcas. Any top apex predator faces doom as a result of all these drastic ecological changes mentioned earlier. The highest creatures on the food chain are the first to go when an ecosystem collapses. Currently, there aren't enough nutrients in the limited warm ocean waters to support a huge apex predator like megalodon. Additionally, there are no longer any nurseries. In conclusion, the megalodon's habitat is gone, its food source is extinct, and other smaller apex predators now fill the megalodon's role in the ocean. Ecologically speaking, there is simply no room for a megalodon, or is there more we do not know? You can decide.